This is a meeting of the municipal board, and Carl is a board of directors, and myself, and he's vice president, I'm president, and Ms. Spy is secretary treasurer. So I guess the thing is to turn it over to Barnes Thornburg representative and have him tell us what we read and need to understand.
Okay.
His name is Bruce Donaldson.
Bruce Donaldson, okay.
Well, thanks for coming, and this relates to a refinancing opportunity, basically to save interest costs on some outstanding bonds. I don't know how much you know about the background, but many years ago, starting in the late 90s, there were a series of bond issues that were done to finance this building, the government center, and then a couple of fire stations. And those were done through different building corporations that were set up at the time. There was a government center building corporation and a fire station building corporation. And then in 2006, your building corporation was formed basically to take title to all of those projects and refinance all of those projects, and it all got consolidated into a single building corporation. And the 2006 bonds were issued basically to refinance that original debt for interest savings. Now those 2006 bonds have an opportunity to be refinanced for savings again. They only go out another little over 5 more years, but they carry interest rates at over 4%, and we've got a proposal to refinance them at like 1.8%. And I think the way it's structured, we could capture those savings up front and generate about $100,000 of money for the city that you won't have to pay out in interest costs and would be available for the city to use for other projects and so forth.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Did that mean that our bond rating has gone up since the current mayor is in office? Because we were low, much lower than that in the middle of the term last year.
Yeah, I don't, this bond would not be rated. It would just be a private placement with the Key Bank, so we're not getting a rating on it, not paying all the costs for rating. And I don't know whether the city has gotten any other ratings in the interim, but the reduction really relates more just to the interest rate environment. The interest rate environment for municipal bonds is just very good right now. The rates are very low.
Okay.
So I think that's been the primary driver of getting you a better rate than what you got back in 2006.
Right, and I think you were referring to as far as the credit rate, as far as getting better interest rate, right? As far as
Yeah, well, I know the water utility, they went to junk, and they bottomed out, but I figure that affected the city too, and we had been much higher, because I was here around 2006, so they were much higher than they are this time. This is the lowest I've heard.
Yeah, well, this is this is supported by property taxes, the ultimate source of security. So that's your strongest credit. And I really don't know whether the city's had any general obligation type bonds issued since the new mayor's been in, or whether there may not have been a new rating assigned yet on that. But the Key Bank, who is interested in buying this, just looking at the general obligation credit of the city, was willing to offer this 1.8% rate.
Great. Okay.
So the resolution is really just authorizing us to move forward with this refunding and the related documentation that we would have to do that, a supplement to the existing trust indenture and so forth, and to sell it to they call this wing of it Key Governmental Services, but it's an affiliate of Key Bank, or Key Government Finance Inc., I guess is the name of it. So that's we're asking you to consider adopting this resolution to allow us to move forward.
What's Barnes and Thornburg? What's their charge going to be?
Pardon me?
What's the attorney's charge going to be to the company?
I think we put in there 25 or 27,000 as a max.
Okay.
It may not end up being that much, but we put a cap on it.
And what do you estimate our cost savings to be?
About $100,000. The way the current structure would reduce your payment in 2017 so that you really capture the benefit of all this up front, and it would put about $100,000 in early 2017 of savings into your budget.
And these are going to be paid off about 5 years, 2012.
Yeah, it's February of 2022 is the final payment.
Okay.
And we would not be extending the maturity or anything, it's just.
Is there any plan at this time to use some of this money for more reconstruction or development within the building?
I don't know specifically what the 100,000 would be earmarked for. Jason or the mayor may have some ideas on that, but I think it would be put into some kind of capital expenditure for the city in 2017.
Do you have any questions?
Nope, you've answered most of them, because I know the last meeting, we didn't know exactly what needed to be done. Just the fact that they did need to be, bonds need to be refinanced. So as far as what they're gonna do, I believe that's up to the mayor and the administration, but we do need it, so that's what I understood out of it.
Well, since I was on the council when they started the first, bond company, the first municipal bond corporation, and when they first financed them, I'm somewhat familiar with it, and I think that we need to move and approve it. What do you think, sir?
Yeah, we need to move and approve it, because from what our last meeting, what we had in 2009 was last time we had a corporation. So this is something that needs to be done. So as a new board, I believe we need to go ahead and expedite this so we can get things moving forward from where we left off in 2009.
Is there a motion to move?
I make a motion to move.
I'll second it. All in favor, raise your hand, say aye. I think this is definitely a go.
Very good. Thank you. Yeah, I think we can just get one or two signed, and I can take one, you can have one, and that's all the business I had for you today, so thank you.
You
Is
know
there a
what?
motion for adjournment?
You want to sign first or make a motion to adjourn, sign later? I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Yeah, I'll second. I understood that she was to be here at 5 o'clock was applied, but I don't see her.
I don't. We had a quorum.
Yeah, she